Do a Twitch chat, Twitch chat. Yay! It works! It works! Would rather end stream than help you. Why would I end stream than help you? Yeah, everybody refresh. Interestingly now, the restream chat's not working. This is so weird. So it's showing up on there, but it's not showing up on... Oh dear. Why is Twitch chat? So why are you so annoying, Twitch chat? Why does Twitch chat just not work? Oh dear. Anyway, how is everybody? Hello. Hello everybody. Everybody hello. Why is that Alpha Legionnaire has such a thin head? Why are you so annoying? I'm not annoying. I'm not annoying in the slightest. Why is Twitch chat broken? Why is that chat broken? Chat. Docs. Chat. Chris versus chat round 89. Fight! So weird. Because it's a female head. Because I can't see YouTube chat now. So I don't know whether anybody's chatting in YouTube chat. If you're in YouTube chat, can you just chat? Or if somebody is in YouTube, can somebody go to YouTube and chat? I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Anyway, hello everybody. Happy whatever the day is today. How is everybody? Are we all okay? Because it's a female head, as evidenced by the round upper skull, hairline, orbital rims and lower chin, also those eyebrows. It does look very female, doesn't it? A lot of the books kind of describe Marines as having gigantism or disproportionate bodies. Chris versus chat round 89. Teeny, how are you today? Testing 1 2 3. Is that in YouTube chat? Oh, it is in YouTube chat, isn't it? Yeah, it's not showing up. Oh dear. Right, let me go to YouTube then. If I go to YouTube, no, not that one. Let's go back to this one, like that. Let's go back to that one. I'll turn this one off for a second, and then I can go to YouTube chat. My channel. That one there. Oh dear. Right, there we go. Can I pop this out? Close. Can I pop that out? Pop out chat. I can pop out the chat. There we go. Right, so I'm just going to run YouTube chat there like that. There we go. I'm going to run YouTube chat there like that. I'm going to run that there like that. And then we can go back to that. Right. Until I can figure out why that has happened. Interesting. That is very interesting. There we go. Anyway, we're sorted. I can see YouTube chat, I can see Twitch chat. Normally they're just kind of merged together and they're in one window because Restream sorts them out and puts them in one window. Anyway, you don't need to worry about all of that. That's a me thing to worry about. How are you guys now that you know that you lost the conversation about what armour the new guy was wearing? How is everybody doing? Not bad, much busy. Manaringo, hello Manaringo. We got loads in YouTube chat. Ned, how are you doing? Ned, how are you doing? Hannah, we got a Manaringo in Twitch chat. Target values Instagram's opinion even less than mine. Well, I mean, which is fine, but you're still wrong, Target, because I was right. Yeah, how is it? RB is in Twitch chat. Hello, Whiskey, the Whisk, the legend of the Whisk is in the Twitch chat. The best Hannah is in YouTube chat. Spikey's in Twitch chat. Oh, this is awesome. And Troy is in YouTube chat. Hello, Troy. Chris is always right. That is 100% correct, Manaringo. You are correct. Chris is always right. Yeah, I'm doing well. How are you lot? I do have some painting to do today, so we're going to do some of Shirato's commission. We're going to get some of that finished off today. I've also been very, very slowly and carefully sanding, filing down Lilith's metal sword. So her sword is a little bit thinner now, which is good. How did Chris manage to turn whiskey from alcohol to a stirring instrument? A stirring instrument? Whiskey the whisk. I'm not a tourist though. I'm not a tourist. I touristed you guys yesterday because you were all like, no, that's definitely a cataphracti. That's obviously cataphracti because he's got cataphracti shoulders. Ignoring absolutely everything else on the armour was Indomitus. So I win, you lose. Ha ha! Suckers! Yeah. So I've been, I'll show you this when we go down. I've been filing the sword thinner, which is rather nice. I don't quite know how to do the trident, so we'll get to that at some point. Worst heretic since Lorgar? Who's the worst heretic? What, this Alpha Legion dude? Or lady? It does look like a lady, doesn't it? Like, I can't look at that and not see a lady. I don't know why. Me? I'm not a heretic. I'm not a heretic. Well, I mean, my Night Lords are heretics. I don't think we lose if we weren't even involved, Christopher. Teeny tiny. I'm clumping all of Twitch chat together in this victory. Therefore, I am victorious over... I am victorious over all of Twitch chat everywhere all at once. Look, we have pretty boys. Look at K-pop boy bands. Can I ask my favourite Games Workshop photographer of all time a quick hobby question before I go to my morning meeting? Of course you can. Of course you can. As long as that's me, of course. I don't know any other Games Workshop photographers that you might know. But yes, by all means, you can ask me some questions. Mind you, maybe Solomon could be a woman. Who knows? Could be. I think the conversation's like null and void, to be fair. But I think we need to stop talking about I think as a community we need to stop worrying and talking about it. But that's beside the point as well, because we obviously have people turn up on YouTube chat saying, oh, you're painting female custodians. All Marines could... Yeah, all Marines should be smooth down there. Like, they're all like androgynous. Pants change, methinks. It seems like from the Games Workshop pictures of the Iron Warriors that the metals aren't too shiny. Is that a photography thing? Or do they sat in the finish? They do not sat in the finish, no. If we have a look at these here, there we go. So they haven't sat in the finish or anything. What happens with this is that if you the way they photograph the models is that they kind of surround them with light. So if you surround them with light, A, there aren't any shadows, there aren't many shadows, and B, there aren't actually many highlights once you've kind of exposed everything to the right level. This just looks kind of flat and not shiny because the light is so flat across the whole thing. So if I put if I were to get a torch and I was going to shine the torch onto it, it would be a very kind of harsh spotlight, and then the spotlight would make the metal shine. Whereas because the light is coming from all different angles, the metal looks very flat. So that's all it is. This is 100%, that's metallic. That's all metallic paint. Is that because there isn't a single light source for reflection? Yeah, pretty much. So how would that look different in person? Does it look as good? So if you photograph true metallic, yeah, you should use diffused light. I mean, if you photograph true metallic, I mean, yes and no. If you want to get photographs like that, then you should try and get light diffused across the whole model. Like that is just in a massive light box. From memory, they do it in a. I don't think they do it anymore because they've changed their photography setups a little bit. But they used to just have a glossy white box. So you'd shine the light in there, and it would just bounce and reflect all over the place. So it was always really flat. Because also that's why the heavy metal style has developed, because then they can show off all the detail. They have really, really flat lighting, so they can show off all the detail. There aren't any shadows, there aren't any highlights. Like if you look at some of my photos, if you bring up some of my photos, my photos aren't very good for selling their models, because you can't see all the details that they've sculpted into their beautiful models. Let's find an example. Let's go all the way down to the bottom to some of my older stuff. Where are we? That's a good one. There we go. So that one, you can't see all the details around the trousers down here, because they're in shadow. So I've painted them darker, and I've not kind of picked out a lot of the details down there. So that doesn't work for selling models. Same with this one. Like, you can't see all the details around here because it's in shadow, so I haven't picked them out quite as much, so it doesn't show off the models as well. Whereas the heavy metal style, everything is treated at the same value, so everything's highlighted to the same value. Like this highlight here goes all the way around that edge, and it's all highlighted the same around here and everything. So it's all very flat the way they paint as well. I guess it's like taking your models outside to photograph them. Yeah, kind of. Yep. I saw the light box they used for Golden Demon when I went to Adepticon. Yes. I thought it was Demon Perturabos, but since this guy has no hooves, must be something wicked up ahead. I think they pulled some trickery, because Game showed a little teaser of this guy, showed his hammer but showed his feet. So what they did, and I did this in the video that I did. So I recorded a video on this guy yesterday. He's up on YouTube. Oh, Hannah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I did a video on him yesterday because I really like the model. The model's gorgeous. So I did a video on him yesterday, and I referenced this here. So this is all the stuff that they previewed, right? So just to kind of TLDR my video, please go watch my video as well, because that helps support me and everything. Drop a like and a comment on it. So that's clearly from that guy, because that's his backpack there. That is also clearly from that guy, because it's his little bit up here. Then we get on to the hammer. Now that's not from this guy, because he's got a different hammer. So that is from this hammer here, from the kit. Then we get the shoulder pad, which is obviously from these shoulder pads here. And then we get the interesting stuff, which is this one, and then this one and this one. So I have postulated, if you like, or surmised, guessed, deduced, whatever you want to say, that this and this are parts of a defiler. So this is the defiler demon engine, a new defiler coming out with a really cool looking claw, and then this and this, they are parts of a mutilator. So this is the melee version of this is a mutilator is to an obliterator. A melee mutilator is what a shooty obliterator is, kind of thing. So it's the melee version of an obliterator. So you have an obliterator and a mutilator. I'm quite curious why the Iron Warriors have got a mutilator, because Iron Warriors are very kind of shooty. But yeah, this looks like it's likely to be a mutilator, part of a mutilator. And then obviously we have the defiler, and then the Iron Warrior parts, and then the Warsmith, which we've already seen. So there we go. Could you come back to that second claw? Oh right, the obliterators are monopose, right? The obliterators are they are two monopose models. Yeah. I was really hoping for Perturabo. So so I said in the video, I asked myself in the video, do I think Peter Turbo's coming? I don't. The video might age quite badly, because I said in the video, no, I don't think he's coming in this set of releases. I think they're just going to drop that. I think they're just going to drop the character, the quite poor, frankly, accessory sprue. The heads are okay, and actually I did say that I quite liked the 3D shoulder pads for Chaos for some reason, like a lot more than I do Space Marines. So I quite like the helmets. Does anybody know, when you get one of these accessory packs, the little accessory blisters, do you get 2 sprues in there? Because I was looking at this and I was thinking, well, you're gonna have to buy loads of these. And then I thought, well, actually, don't you get 2 sprues? So then you get 2 hammers, 2 claws, and you get 30 heads and 30 shoulder pads, which probably makes better. Probably makes more sense, but yeah. Anyway, the shoulders would be significantly better if they were textured hazard stripes. I mean, yeah, I like painting, so I quite like to paint the hazard stripes on. But yeah, I get what you mean. 2 sprues. Yeah, I mean 2 sprues isn't too bad. So then you only kind of really need to buy 1 set of blister packs, because then you'll have 30 shoulder pads and 30 heads. The heads are really nice, apart from MODOK here. I thought MODOK was a bit poor. But yeah, I mean, the MODOK head on that Marine looks pretty rubbish. And then I also said in the video as well how busy they look, and you need to really, if you are going to paint these, hopefully Hannah watched it and listened, if you are going to paint these, you need to get this top half of the torso lighter, because at the moment it just fades away into nothing really. There's far too much going on there, and you can't pick out details. But yeah, so hopefully, probably next week, we will get the Mutilators and the Defiler, and it'll be quite cool to see. Were they the blister pack versus the box? Though to be honest, was before the big upgrade sprues. Mine were all smaller ones. I spent probably $200 on Salamander sprues because they only had 1 in each sprue. You spent $200? Jesus! Yeah, the Salamanders... yeah, I'm a bit sad that it's not like a Night Lord's sprue, because the Night Lord sprue is really clever how they've done that. Let's see if I can. Oh, there's me getting a picture of an Indomitus Terminator for the video yesterday. What was I looking for? Night Lords, Chaos Space Marines. So if you go into, hopefully this one will show the sprues. Where's the Night Lords? Is it still in Kill Team? There's Legionaries. There we go, Night Lords. So if you look at this one, hopefully they've got the sprues on there. They do, yeah. There we go. So in here you have all these separate. So that's the Chaos Space Marine sprue. That's the Chaos Space Marine sprue. That's the Chaos Space Marine sprue. And then you get a little accessory sprue full of things like skin cloaks, some cool shoulder pads, some extra arms, some shoulder pads here, some heads, some little dangly bits, another torso which you can fit on, a nice weapon, and then also some more heads in here, a shoulder pad, a standard bearer, some more torsos which fit in. Like, this is a really nice kind of setup for what they probably should have done for the Iron Lords, and I really like the way that they do this, because then they can sell. I mean, this was specifically the kill team, so this was the Night Lord's kill team, but it's basically a kit which fits onto the Chaos Space Marine sprue and kit, and applies all of these parts to it. So I think that was actually quite a good way of doing it, far better than doing it like that. So that's my thoughts. Is Chris still pretending that armor isn't cataphracti? I'm not pretending at all. It is 100% Indomitus. So I would really like them to sell the Night Lord sprue by itself. Yeah, possibly. But yeah, there we go. That's all of that. That's the Iron Warriors. There is a video up on my YouTube if you want to go and watch that. And we also have Sororitas and Alpha Legion novels cross the black line. Why do they cross the horizon? A pair of new Black Library novels are headed to the shelves very soon, catching 2 established 40k characters as they tackle some of the greatest challenges of their lives. That's where the similarities end, though. They couldn't possibly be more different. She's kind of cool. Astra Thurga, who's this lady here, with her eyes closed. She looks so badass there. She looks absolutely badass, and then you get the model, and it's like, oh. Bitter enemies of the Night Lords, the Iron Lords. Who are the Iron Lords? I was thinking of the Dark Angels, which was more, I believe, Books Banner for bikes, Terminator shoulder pads, etc. Blisters. So there's that one, and then there's this one, which is Ghost Legion by Mr. Mike Brooks. She's cool. Who's she? I want a model for her. Thank you very much. I wonder whether they'll give her a head, so you can have this lady here as an Alpha Legion. Predictably, such success attracts attention, and the Imperium isn't planning on taking Solomon's challenge lying down. A vast assault force and scores of Imperial assassins are coming for his head, and the Harrowmaster's skills are about to be tested to the limit. Nice. In fact, let's just very quickly to see. I know they won't have done, but it will make Twitch chat laugh. Yeah, it's still listed as Cataphracti Terminator armor. Once again, the Games Workshop style doesn't really work for women or hair. What, the painting, you mean? Yeah, they really struggle with painting. They really struggle with painting. To be fair, that's not a terrible. I don't know why she's got her eyes closed. Why have they painted her with her eyes closed? Yeah. Anyway, how's everybody doing today? Are we all okay? Are we all good? And thank you very much, by the way, for this. Thank you very much for this, because this has got so many views. She's got so, oh dear, this has got so many views from me. If you haven't seen it, I'll just go to my Instagram and check the top one. But it's got a stupid amount. Hang on, does it say? It's got 53,000. It's got 53,000 views already, which is just me going. My Discord are calling me idiot. They're calling me an idiot for saying this is Indomitus armor. So yeah, thank you very much for. Thank you very much for having that conversation and getting it to a point where I was like, right, I'm going to go and make a video about this. So yeah, that's cool. 2,236 likes and 146 comments. What does it say in the comments? You don't want to see the comments, guys, because they all agree with me. They all agree with me. Come on, load up. Why is it not loading? Oh no. It's broken. Absolutely right. There we go. So that's one. It's Indomitus. There we go. Games Workshop is proxying the Indomitus to Cataphracti. Still a pretty good model. It is. I'll take anything. He's a Smith. It's likely Cataphracti. Whatever. Yes, I'm right. There we go. It's absolutely Indomitus. Thank you very much, Swift Paints. It's Terminator armor. They're Cataphracti shoulders, but it's clearly Indomitus. He's a Warsmith. He's wearing Indomitus. 100% engagement bait. And I was like, but I'm right? I was thinking that too. So there we go. 100% right. There we go. There's another one. Love your passion for the hobby. So I'm also right there as well. Yes, I'm 100% right there. So yeah, everybody is basically saying that I'm correct and you guys are wrong. 100% engagement bait, agree. But I'm right? But I'm right? So yeah, anyway, it just made me. I'll tell you what, I'm enjoying making those videos now, like the little reels, and just being a little bit more comfortable putting YouTube videos out and things. So thank you very much. I owe that. I owe all that to kind of you guys. So thanks for that. This is the first time internet people have seen something that isn't an ultramarine. Of course, they agree with the first offered take. Oh dear, the shoulders were inspired by Cataphracti, but the rest of the armour isn't Cata for sure. There we go. Even Spitfire agrees with me. Even Spitfire agrees with me. Spitfire, I think you're doing that just so that you can side with me. Every time he says Indomitus armour, I cringe, and I'm not even a Marine player. How you doing, Alex? Man Games Workshop needs a new sculptor that can make female faces, maybe hire some Asian artists. A lot of people love their Warhammer 20, plus myself. A lot of people love their Warhammer 20. It's not a cheap hobby anymore. Even back in the day, 25, a metal captain was expensive. Can't believe a plastic lieutenant this way. $68, that's nuts. Will 11th edition have new codexes? Yes, it will. That's just how the editions work now. So 11th edition will have new codexes. Your old codexes will still work until you get your new codex. So you will have your 10th edition codex until they release an 11th edition codex. So yeah, your current codexes will work. They're not doing a complete refresh, they're just kind of updating and tweaking some of the rules and some of the interactions. So your old codex will work, but then they'll release a new codex because they need to constantly sell codexes. When you build people up, at some point they turn on you. Chris creates controversy and throws Discord under the bus. I thought it was quite well. I thought I did that quite well. Like, come on, you got to admit I did that quite well, right? Right? I thought that was quite good. I enjoyed that. I thought that was quite a good little video. Yeah, thank you very much. It doesn't mean that I don't appreciate all of you lot. So, right, let's. It's very, very funny. It's very good. I'm enjoying it a lot. Right, so I need to turn this on. I need to turn that on. Whee! Can get that down there. And we need to flip to painting. There we go. Flip to painting. Someone should Photoshop the Indomitus armor quote into the "Is this a pigeon?" meme form. Oh dear. Indomitus armor. Yes. So here we go. Look at this. So here is Lilith. I've removed her. I've removed her little back. I don't know what they're called. But I've removed those there so that I can get a little bit more access to the back of the sword as well. And I've just been very, very slowly, I've been very slowly filing it down. I've only got to there. It's still really chunky. So I've just been very slowly kind of filing that down to make that thinner. I don't quite know what to do with this though, because that's going to be quite tricky to thin out. So if anybody has any ideas how to thin this one out, then by all means let me know. I'm not entirely sure what to do with that. Yeah, this one's metal. This one's the old metal Lilith. Oh, Avian, you weren't here yesterday, were you? We were talking about the old Dark Eldar / Drukhari kits and stuff. So I thought I would try and save this one because the sword is really, really chunky. I really like the model. I was just kind of trying to bring it up to modern day standards, kind of like how I did with that one. That one's rather nice. And I grabbed and picked up from the Bay of Ease this one. So I grabbed and picked up from the Bay of Ease because Twitch chat said it would be quite an interesting little project. I picked up one of these models. So I got it quite cheap. Toby's since said that he's got one as well, but I've picked up one of these because I thought it would be, well, Twitch chat said it would be quite an interesting kind of, not video series, but definitely a video where I try to kind of bring that up to current levels as well. So that one, that model, I really like that model, apart from the head, because it's an old kind of hand sculpted head. And obviously the size of the pistol and the size of the spear. So if you can remove all of that, and because it's a metal model, you can just kind of clip off the arms over this side, clip off the head, and then you can just file away to leave the huge shoulder pads, which are amazing, right? So the shoulder pads are amazing. So you can leave all the shoulder pads on here, cut off that, and then try to bring that model forward into the current kind of situation and try and get something that looks like that. I was wondering whether that model came back out in Finecast. I can't seem to find one of those in Finecast. So yeah, I picked up one off eBay for not very much, and it's metal, so as soon as that comes I'll do a little video on trying to kind of save that, not save it, but like just bring it forward, because it is quite a cool little model. I quite like it. And then because of that I thought I'd try to do Lilith as well, and just, I didn't know whether to just cut the sword off and remove it and replace it with a new one. Like I could just, there we go, I could just replace it with a really thin sword from the Drakari kits, but then I think you lose a little bit of the kind of the aesthetic of the old style, so I thought actually better just to thin it down a little bit. So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to try and get it all the way down to how thick the spikes are. So I've got a little bit, probably a millimetre to go this side, and probably half a millimetre to go this side. Just been sat here like this, so just sat there with a file, get a little bit of a rhythm going, and then press a little bit harder, trying not to touch the hair as I'm filing it, and then just altering the angles a little bit, keeping the file clear of swarf. But yeah, so that's probably, well, it's my second favourite Lilith model, right? Because it's gorgeous. So I was going to do that one and use that one at least as a succubus or whatever. But anyway, like paint that one up. And then we also have Cruella here as well. I don't quite know what to do with Cruella in terms of what to do with her hands, because she's got her hands and then she's got these weird injection things coming out of her palms, which is just weird. So it would be really nice to maybe cut her hands off and replace her hands, but then is that just a step too far away from what the original model is? Because the hands and the little weird injectors coming out of her palms are kind of iconic. So I don't know. I'm still not decided whether to cut her hands off and put new hands on there. The problem with putting new hands on there is I'm not sure they would match the scale of the model at all, so it might look even more weird. But yeah, there's Cruella as well, which at some point I will finish. But yeah, anyway, that's a little bit of a conversation. Mia Melody is back in chat. How are you doing, Mia Melody? Mia Melody, you're right about the new Iron Warriors Terminator. He is Indomitus. Oh dear. Oh dear. Mia Melody agrees with me, everybody. Should someone Photoshop that? I think maybe he should see an eye doctor. He might have cataracts. Alex, fantastic. You suck a bus. That's not normal. Not to say I have an encyclopedic memory of all Games Workshop models. I might have been focused on work. That looks different. Is that a special model? Don't recall that model at all. Which one? This one or this one? Which one? So this one is a very, very old third edition Dark Eldar Archon. The eBay one. Oh, the Lord. That's a Dark Eldar Lord. This one's a Dark Eldar Lord. It's really cool. It came out. This was third edition. So 1999, came out in 1999. It was the old classic Dark Eldar Lord. And it's just got like proper cool 80s punk rock shoulder pads, right? It's just brilliant. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to try and bring that one into the 21st millennium and see if we can do that one there. The one you do not have right now. No doubt the new Aeldari Thurga book will be scalped. Well, with that kind of attitude, then yes, Saxdus. Lord, you mean lady? No, she was called a lord. She was called a lord. That's a Dark Eldar Lord. Back when Games Workshop just put models out there and nobody cared whether it was a female or a male. It was just called a Dark Eldar Lord. Like Custodes are just called Custodes. They don't need to be labelled and put in a fucking category or whatever. So yeah, so I'm going to grab that. That's going to come. I'm going to try and kind of tweak that and bring it into the the modern era, but we're also going to just try and very, very carefully file down Lilith's sword as well and try and make that one a little bit more slender. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what to do about the trident. It would be nice to kind of file it down flat. I might see because it does still have the really cool kind of round relief, and if I put a flat surface on it, it will just kind of go flat with a cutting edge, right? So I could actually file those down flat, and then it keeps that cross section going on. The center is a little bit more tricky, although I suppose the center still kind of really works if I do all of that if I flatten all of that out, that might actually work. That might still work actually. Back in the good old days when games was dark woke. I have no idea what that actually means. We've invented a word. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, so there we go. Let me know what you think. What do you think I should do about the trident? What do you think I should do about the trident? Because it's a cool model, right? She's really cool. She's like female Batman. She's Lady Batman Lilith. Got cool everything. Yeah, she's awesome. Anyway, we are not going to be doing any more of my Dark Eldar, Drakari, Dark Aeldari, whatever you want to call them. Today we are. There's the one that we were painting yesterday. So that's where it kind of got to yesterday. So we are instead going to finish off, like I was saying, going to finish off some of Shirato's. There we go, Shirato's Drakari. BDSM elves. I mean, that's what they were when they came out, weren't they? They were like combinations of Dark City. Like the Dark City kind of influence on the homunculi and the grotesque and everything was obvious and clear to see. We should probably put some music on before Purples gets here, shouldn't we? How's everybody doing today anyway? What are we all up to? Mia Melody, I'm all for preserving those old models as they are. Well, sorry, I've ruined that then because I've changed all of them. February preview. Music. Let's get some music up. Love Dark City, so underrated. Right? It's really cool, isn't it? I need to watch Dark City again. I haven't watched it for a year or so. There we go. Let's get some music on. Oh yeah, we do need to show off some of the stream gallery stuff. Look at that. Oh, I love that model. I love that model. I need to get that model and repose it. Yeah, it's going to be really cool to repose, I think. If I can take all the elements of that, stick it on like a skeleton, and then get all the wrappings around it, I think that would be fab. That would be really cool. He is very good, isn't he? He's very good. Definitely need to pick that one up. And I kind of need another one of these. I kind of need another Void Dragon. Such a nice model as well. Such a nice model as well. Sinisters, that was... Gosh. Police cars and ambulances going everywhere. That was yesterday's Sinister stuff from yesterday. And then there they are compared to the night. Wow. They're awesome, aren't they? They're absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. That Nightbringer's phenomenal. I mean, I'd have done it differently, but it's really cool. I want to do it differently as well. That's the whole point. It doesn't need to be so dynamic. It's quite weird that one... This one's the dynamic one. And that's the imposing one. I wonder whether I could... Oh, I wonder whether you could do that. I wonder whether you could get that, splice all the bits on it from that, and then cover it in the robes. That might be quite interesting. That would be a very expensive Nightbringer, though. Yeah, that's a possibility. That's a possibility. That's a possibility. Although I suppose it ends up being it's too chunky then, isn't it? Like this one's really slender. I mean, this is really just like a leg, a couple of arms sticking out of like just nothing. Like there's no body mass to him. Nightbringer is an expensive Nightbringer. Yeah, they're absolutely gorgeous, aren't they? Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I actually thought they were smaller. They're really impressive, aren't they? Yeah, if anybody is wondering what piece of artwork I'm talking about, it is... let's just turn the Discord off. It's this piece of... it's that piece of Nightbringer art. That's the... that's not very good. There we go. That one. That's the iconic Nightbringer art that I remember. That I really want to try and replicate. Oh, that's so cool. It's just so cool. It's going to take a lot of sculpting to do that, though. It's going to take a lot of updates to do that. Right, so very quickly as well, are there any project updates? Where are the projects? Project planning. Here we go. So, are there any project updates in here? I think we've seen Christine's Thunderhawk. We did her Thunderhawk a couple of days ago, so that's Christine's little Thunderhawk that she's been working on. Bit of a palette cleanser by the sounds of it. Tari is... Oh, wow. Yeah, so Tari is adding to her NID list because she's got a 2,000 point game coming up. So Tari has added a Tyrannofex, which is here. So she's all built up. That's such a cool model, actually. I do like that model. So there's a Tyrannofex, all ready to go in terms of painting. And that is the Norn Queen. I think it's a Norn Queen. So, yeah, that looks pretty cool. Looking pretty cool. And then Teeny Tiny. Oh wow! So Teeny Tiny is working on some vampires for Blood Bowl. I think she said she's going to Warhammer World. Oh god, I'm trying to remember who M was. The Aeldar lady. So there's M the Aeldar lady is doing a Warhammer event on the 21st of February, which Teeny Tiny is going to, and she's taking some. These are such cool models. I love these vampires. So Teeny Tiny has started painting. Oh my god, there's loads of updates. So Teeny Tiny has started doing these little vampires as well. Do you want project updates duplicated in Stream Gallery? No, it's fine. I'll go to project updates like this. You need to do some updates. You do, Manaringo. Heck yeah, bugs. Norn emissary based on arms. That's... Oh, look at this. Teeny Tiny, you are smashing these out. These look fab. They look really good. Liking those. Like those a lot. Nicely done, nicely done. Having a play with colours. It looks good. Okay, so we've got some blue on here. So we need blue highlights. And then we also need to start her head as well. They are looking amazing. They are indeed, Manaringo, and you get to see them every day as well as she's working on them. Super cool. Super cool. Not to be confused, of course, with supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. That is completely different. There we go. There's my my Raven Guard Predator, which needs finishing off a little bit as well. I've got some work to do on that one at some point, along with all the other little projects that I've got going on, which is fine. Right. Now I have changed back to, as I said on stream yesterday, I have changed back to greaseproof paper from the palette paper, from the Redgrass palette paper, and I am kind of enjoying it again. So I don't know whether the Redgrass palette paper is just a little bit less osmosis absorbent, but it's definitely making a bit of a difference. Right, let's do. I'm really tempted to airbrush. The hair colour on that, so I might leave her for that sense, and then instead what we can do is get a little bit of the pink. So this is from the bust we were painting the other day. Get a little bit of the pink and put the pink on her face. Get her face ready. Mia Melody says, Chris, can you show us the new Defiler or Perturabo? Surely Games Workshop already sent you the models. No, I can't. Which specific paper are you using? I'd love to have something cheaper than the RRG stuff. It's Sainsbury's Basic. That's all it is. It's just Sainsbury's Basic. Hey Slade, how you doing? Just popping over from my live to check out yours. Have a good stream. You too. Right, there we go. Let's get some highlights going then. Fancy stuff might have too much silicone. Yeah, I'm wondering what is different with the Redgrass one. Because it feels like my painting's back. I don't know what it is. It just feels like my painting's back with this. And I felt almost like I was fighting the Redgrass paper. So it was one of those things that I begrudgingly went, right, okay, let's try and, because I've for years I've said I don't like the Redgrass paper. And then I kind of begrudgingly went, right, okay, let's just try it, because there's got to be a reason why they've done it. So I tried it loads and loads and loads and kind of got used to it. But I was just wondering the other day, I was like, I wonder whether it is the paper that's messing my painting up. So I changed back, and this is it's just so much nicer. It's almost like you say, Target, it's almost as if it's got a weird amount of silicone or something on the surface, and when the paints break down and break up, they lose their smoothness. so the paints haven't been coming off my paintbrush very well. Oh my word, what is happening with the police today? And this is the UK, this isn't America. Is this my homebrew Eldar army? No, this one isn't. This one's a commission. This is my... It's not really homebrew. It's not really homebrew. It's just taking all the best bits of the entire Eldar range and smashing them together for each unit. So, for instance, the Striking Scorpions here, it's just taking like the Drakari influences and pushing them onto the Eldar, and taking a few of the Eldar influences and introducing them into the Dark Eldar. So you end up with an Eldar force across both of the ranges. I just think they end up looking really nice. I like this vibe. And then, interestingly, it's kind of the same look, in inverted commas, aesthetic as the new Corsairs. So I've sort of lucked into having a force which looks really cool across all the different units and armies and things. Love the blue. What's the main components of the recipe? This blue. So this is a dead easy blue. It's 2 colours. Well, it's 3 colours if you include the black. It's a super kit bash. Thank you very much. There's loads on my YouTube about how I did them. So there's one on my YouTube about the Striking Scorpions. There's one on my YouTube about the Howling Banshees. There isn't one on YouTube about the Dart Reapers, but the Dart Reapers are literally just a helmet swap and a banner at the back. That's literally all it is. They don't need anything else. The Howling Banshees and the Striking Scorpions took quite a bit of converting and hacking and kind of just tweaking out little parts so that they could fit together. Like the Incubi, that's an Incubi helmet on the front of a Striking Scorpion helmet. So you have to do quite a little bit of kind of involvement to get those two to match up together. But those two are on my YouTube, converting those two for starters. This turquoise, this blue. So my Drakari, for reference, that's the colour scheme for my Drakari. So my Kabalites are this dark red with turquoise, and then my Witch Cult are the opposite. So my Witch Cult are turquoise with red. So that's what my Witch Cult looks like. So basically all I've done, and then there's also little bits of, there's the Autarch. There's little bits of this kind of cold brown which I've been using as well. So there's a cold brown, so that's kind of like the 3 different colours, and then you've also got black as well. So that's the 3 different colours across the whole army. So I just kind of pick one of those colours and make it the focus of the unit. So the Witch Cults have got the turquoise, so they're turquoise with red accents. The Kabalites are red with turquoise accents. The Striking Scorpions, obviously, because Striking Scorpions are green, they end up being the turquoise. So you do a really, really nice dark turquoise like that. And then you also introduce the bone. So that's how they look like. And then the Witch Cults, not the Witch Cults, the Howling Banshees, I took the brown, the bone colour just a fraction further. So they're a little bit more pale. So they end up looking like that. And then if you don't take it a fraction further, you end up with... That's Jane Czar, so that's one step further back, which looks pretty cool. The Dark Reapers are the same kind of really dark bone, so that's what that looks like. That needs a little bit more highlighting going on. You just kind of edge highlight and pick out. And then that obviously translates over to Morgan Ra as well, so you end up with a Morgan Ra, which looks really cool. This is one that I painted for Warcom ages ago when the Morgan Ra model came out. I painted that for the Warcom article. If you remember him from the Warcom article, he had a purple robe back then, because I was playing around and I thought the purple would work really well, and it didn't, so I've just kind of glazed that back to the black now, so that just needs some black highlights on that one. But you can see kind of where all the influences and the colour influences come from. And then it's exactly the same with things like the Farseers. So the Farseers end up looking like this, which look awesome as well. There you go. So the turquoise this blue, and it's exactly the same as this turquoise here, and this turquoise here. It's exactly the same. It's 3 colours basically, if you include the black. So it's. Hey Perps, how you doing? You'll have to get over to YouTube as well, Perps. So it is Vallejo model colour turquoise, Vallejo model colour blue green, and any black.
Okay, color me impressed. Christopher has put on the music without me having to yell at Hime.
And black. That's it. So that's how the turquoise is made. So that's all it is. This little dude here just needs the blue-green highlight, and then the blue-green highlight takes it up to that kind of turquoise. So you can see how this one's like halfway there, and then this one has just the last little bit of highlights on it. That's it. I'm still on the welcome stream on YouTube. Oh, am I? Is it not playing on YouTube? What the hell is going on today with stream? No, it's playing on YouTube. Why would you yell at a princess over Chris's music? What? It's playing on my stream on YouTube. Thank you much. Sorry everyone else for the detour. Alex, you don't have to apologise for anything like that. Him being princess in Japanese. Haim. Oh, I clicked on the notification. The notification? I don't know what notification. Anyway. So, yeah. And then obviously we've got certain things that I've been kind of working on. There's a lot to talk about with the Eldar, but it's basically because I like the Drukhari aesthetic, so I put the Drukhari aesthetic with my Eldar. So that's how it ended up. But this is kind of like how this is another way that it shows itself. So this is the Farseer again, that model. But if you get, this is I think this is the Archon head. If you put the Archon head on this Farseer and just do a Kubrick stare with him. So Kubrick stare is you angle his head down and make him look up. So if you do a Kubrick stare with him like that, he looks spooky and scary as shit. Just looks amazing. So I really want to do this conversion. I just need to decide which direction to go with his other hand, what model he's going to represent. Is he going to be an Archon? Is he going to be something different? Is he going to be like a Farseer? So yeah, and the other thing that you could say about this whole thing is that it's a Ynnari army, which is kind of on the horizon of what I was thinking as well. Is like the Eldar side of it. It just makes the Eldar side look cooler because we've got the Drukhari aesthetic in there. The Drukhari side of it is always cool because it's Drukhari, and then if I ever wanted to merge them together and run a bit of a Ynnari force, you'd then also get a bit of synergy between the both sides, and they kind of match and they look kind of cool. So there we go. Yep, it's playing on the YubTub. It is playing on the YubTub because I've got my YubTub there. At the moment, Perps, the chat window for Restream is absolutely ruined. I don't know what's happening. So I've got Twitch chat open. I've got YouTube chat open. I can't get them all in one screen now. So could give the Farseer a Flaming Mandrake head. Though he might look like he's winding up to pitch a baseball. Borkity Bork Bork. Yeah, I don't know what's gone on. I spent the first 5 minutes trying to figure it out. Yeah, I could give the Farseer a Flaming Mandrake head. I do have a load of Mandrake kind of spare parts to kind of play around with. I really want to do that Farseer with that head because I think just because he's reaching out as well, it looks like he's doing like a force choke, reaching out for a force choke. I just think the head suits him. But yeah, anyway, there's so many things that you can do with the Eldar, which is why I really like doing it. So yeah, we've spoken about all that. We've spoken about some of the older kits, trying to bring some of the older kits up to speed, up to scratch, kind of thing. Perps, I've been very slowly filing this sword down so it's nice and thin. We're getting there. It's still quite fat, but we are getting there. It does take a while. I just have to kind of sit there. I sat there for like an hour yesterday, just kind of very slowly filing it away and then cleaning the file out and then doing the other side. So we'll get there. And I think also I will file that down as well, because I think it will hold its interesting kind of cross section if I do file it flat. So that should still be okay as well. Though I hated the ad they slapped on their AI slop game with awards going, wait, this looks very Ghibli, then an alien rip-off art in it. Nope. What? Avian, what's going on? What colour should Chris paint my banshees? Paint your banshees? Oh, Chris, what colour should I paint my banshees? Bone. Grey. There we go. Really pale grey. That's even cooler. Paint them really pale grey. Yeah, that would be fab. Wrong. Oh. Did I get it wrong? Well, I can only be right like so often. Like I've already been very right about the Indomitus Terminator armor. I can't be wrong about I can't be right about everything all at once, all the time. Yeah, this palette paper is just, it's just best. Therefore, I have. If anybody wants any red grass palette paper, I'm going to be getting rid of it again. I am technologically illiterate and tend not to go on YubTub, so ads get put on before the stream is provided. Oh, it was an ad on YouTube. Okay, gotcha. Blue might be good actually. Ooh. Yeah, Avian. The ads help me out though, because the ads are income for me. So, thank you very much for going on YouTube and helping out with my little bits of income. It's appreciated. Even if you mute the tab and just leave me on YouTube, it's a huge help. Honestly, guys, it's a huge help for things like that. And then just if you are watching on YouTube, drop a like on there as well. It's just little things. It all does make a massive difference. I know you hear people say it all the time, but it does. Particularly as I'm trying to make a little bit more content now as well. Down to you guys for things like the reels and stuff. Tari making me, or suggesting that I should do that putting pressure on yourselves to paint little rant, if you like. It wasn't really a rant, but it was like a little video. I put that on YouTube. That went really well. Hey Grizz, how are you doing? So yeah, thanks very much everybody. If you want to go follow me on YouTube, !YouTube, go follow me over there. Every time I put a video up, just drop a like on it. Watch it all the way through. Helps the algorithm and things. It's just massively helpful. Thank you very much. And then you also get to find out when I do silly things like the Terminator video yesterday. That Terminator video, Perps, you weren't here when we were talking about it, has got over 50,000 views on Instagram. It's gone absolutely nuts. Everybody agreeing with me, of course. So out of 50,000 views, I think there was one person who was like, oh no, it's Cataphracti because I'm grumpy and boring and wrong. But everybody else agreed with me, so I'm right. As I knew. I mean, I knew I was right. That's why I did the video, just to kind of point out and make sure that you all knew that I was right. My army is planned to be blue, purple with fades to black. I like it. I like it. I love the fade to black thing. I don't know whether you saw me how I painted these yesterday, Mannering.
Over 50k views while being wrong is pretty impressive.
It is, isn't it? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I was impressed with myself. 50,000 views. Good point. Put it back up. At work, I have to use either Edge or Chrome, so I have to put up with YouTube ads as well. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Thank you very much, everybody who does watch on YouTube and Twitch and things. Like, it's just helpful.
Slop GPT says it's Indomitus, and we all know how right Slop GPT is. Right. Right.
I just thought that was for saying I don't do reels very well. I don't think I do reels very well. I thought I did that reel very well because it even kind of looped round quite well. I thought I did that one quite well. It just happened. It just worked. So I kind of just ran with it. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, thanks very much to all of you lot who are sort of not encouraging, but I mean some of you are encouraging. Most of you are just grumpy. But like no, seriously, thanks to all of you who kind of make it feel like a good idea to do these things, if that makes sense. It doesn't really, does it? But yeah. Anyway, thanks, because I wouldn't be doing any of this without you all being so interactive and stuff. It doesn't make sense, does it? How are you, Perps? We did show off your Nightbringer earlier. I am incorrigible. That's the word, incorrigible. Thank you for encouraging me to do cool shit. If you want other ways to support, there is a throne list, so you can do !throne just to see a little list of things that you can help contribute to. Or if you grab any Warhammer stuff, then you can order it through my affiliate link. So that's either !element or !griffin, whichever one is, whichever shop you tend to use, which is closest to you. You can use either of those, which helps massively. They have a little loyalty code attached to them as well, so you get more loyalty points to help you out as well. Mere Melody, since I started playing the game, I've steered away from dark miniatures. They just don't show up well in various subpar lighting settings. Thought tablet space issue, so deleted 5 gig. Nope, something on their end. Oh no. I think you can do better on the YouTube short. You end up the short with the sentence at the start, at the beginning, and then it loops. It sounds weird. Finish your YouTube shorts being to move on to your beginning sentence. Yeah. Like I had. Yeah, I get what you mean, Purples, but yeah. Well, I would buy from either, but you have to come to Adepticon and deliver my purchases. It did exactly the same on the Instagram reel as well, Perps. So I know what you mean. There we go. So that's pretty cool. Right, where's her head? Her head is here. Let's paint her head as well while we're here. Did not answer my question. Wait, what? What would be a challenge color to paint Drakari? A challenge color? What do you mean a challenge color? Yellow or white, same as any other army? No. As in challenging? I mean, well... Okay, let's think about this one, because there's not really any challenging colours to paint. In terms of Drakari have lots of details. They're very small. So you want fast contrast. A colour that is not normally associated with Drakari. Orange? Orange maybe? I think there's one orange Drakari army, and that is Pauli's. Pauli's Drakari army is orange. I think that's the only orange one I know of. So probably orange. Like, there's blue ones. Blue ones is Malice, Lady Malice's colour scheme. So there's definitely blue ones, there's definitely red ones, there's definitely purple ones, there's definitely black ones. So I think you'd probably go to like orange and yellow. That's probably the rarer colour schemes. I really like my red and teal. I don't think I've seen a red and teal army, really, particularly in the style that I've painted them as well. So I don't think you particularly see that out there very often. But yeah, if I was to pick a colour that you are less likely to see another army in, it'll be like yellow or orange. And then the tricky bit there is trying to match what accent colours and complementary colours you want in the army with the yellow. Red and teal sounds ugly. Red and teal sounds ugly. Paint your Drakari as Ulthway. I mean, that's just dull though, isn't it? Why would you paint your army as Ulthway? Okay, so I'm over highlighting this. I'm going to shade this back down with some Bugman's Glow once it's highlighted back up. Ulthway is dull as fuck. I know, that's what I just said. Black and like really pale bone. Dull, boring. I usually think Drakari are very dark and somber colours, like they are coming out of the shadows. Yeah, that's kind of like where they sit, right? They sit and they have that kind of style. Now the cool thing about Craft World Eldar is that you have lots of variations within their colour scheme, because they have lots of different aspects. So you've got the bright blue sweeping hawks, you've got the the pale blue sweeping hawks, the bright blue dire avengers, you've got the black warp spiders, you've got the green striking scorpions, you've got the bone white banshees, and you got the silver, white, shining scorpion, shining spears and things. So you have a lot of color variety across your army, which I'm trying to introduce a little bit in mine as well. So obviously there's certain ones which just have like a slightly different vibe. Like this, I think these the Dark Reapers are just going to look amazing, and I do like adding little bits of kind of Dark Eldar scythes and things to weaponry as well. Yeah, you can amp them up with bright glowing colours though. Step 1, choose green and white as your colours. Step 2, choose Bale Tan Eldar models instead. Oh, Bale Tan. I do want to do a it's not Bale Tan. What's the craft wheel that's all jet bikes? Shit. Oh, is it Bale Tan? Simhan. There we go. Simhan. Yeah, the red Simhan. Like I'd really like to do a Simhan, especially with the new Viper coming out as well. I think that would be fab, because that's what I did have. That my last Eldar army, which I actually sold. I sold to Nick. So I had 3 Wave Serpents, 9 Vipers, and 2 Fire Prisms. So I had that. That was the army with a load of jet bikes as well. So it was just an all Simhan like jet bike army. I think that would look really cool to do in this sort of style, and shift everything just that far, just to that kind of side of the Drakari, like with the having all the jet bikes with the Drakari end on the jet bikes and things. I just think it would look really cool. Sour Ham, Halloween bikers, you know, Halloween. Understandable. I like dark minis because they make the highlights and the details pop. It helps if the bases aren't also dark because it makes them visually fade into a blob. I like dark minis. But then I highlight with colour. So like that's just how I've historically painted. It's how I've photographed as well. Like, or if you have a look at my photography is all very high contrast as well. So it's kind of bled over from that art style. Is there anything else dropped on Warhammer Community? No. Nothing dropped on Warhammer Community. It's clearly just swapped some letters from Sam Hain. Good old Sam Hain. Not to be confused, of course, with Sam Raimi. Don't confuse Sam Hain with Sam Raimi. Oh my god. Right, so... my god, another police car. Wasn't a police car? Wasn't a police car. Wasn't on my road anyway. Let that dry for a little. Christopher Sam Raimi aspect warrior with a chainsaw hand. Oh. It would be. I mean, there have been. I have the whole Coven side of Drakari to do. I haven't got any of the Coven side, so I haven't got any grotesques. I haven't got any racks. I've got one homunculus, so I've got all of that side to do. So, like, I could do loads of Cenobites for the racks, which would be awesome. But they would probably need a lot of sculpting or converting, which would be interesting to do, of course. You could also do loads of like Evil Dead stuff. Yeah, it would be really interesting. Did they drop the racks? What, drop them from the range? No, you can still buy the racks. The racks aren't very good models though. Raimi does specialise in tormenting actors. Bruce just got too old to be his victim. A good, bad, I'm the elf with a gun. Shop smart. Did you see the behind the scenes of Drag Me to Hell? I fucking love Drag Me to Hell. Poor actress was on the bed and they had the old lady with the tube filled with the mealworms pouring right into her face. Yeah, did see that. Raimi will dump a barrel of fake blood on you if you do that. You read from the book. Yeah. There's a new Evil Dead. There was Evil Dead Rise, which is a really good film. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Evil Dead Rise was last year, maybe 2 years ago. Evil Dead Burn is coming up this year, which is going to be super cool. What were the homunculus models that were dropped? Evil Dead Rise was really cool. What were the homunculus models that were dropped? They haven't dropped any? Oh dear. Fantastic. Never forget what they took from you. R.I.P. Grotesques, Court, Urian, Beastpack and Tantalus. Yeah. Was the Grotesque gone from the Codex? The Grotesque. Oh, so it's the Grotesques Avian, if that's what you were thinking. Yeah, I think the Court will come back. I think the Court will come back. I think in the next edition, I think the Drakari will get a whole new Coven side of their faction revamp. So I think we will get Urian, Grotesques, probably new racks, because they are very old and very simple. So I think we'll probably get all of that stuff, and probably a Beastmaster as well, to be honest. I think we'll get all of that next edition when they redo, when the Drakari Codex comes out. I think they will drop the Drakari Codex with Urian, Rax, Grotesques, things like that, and maybe even one other kind of random model as well. Like, I still need to do my bloody oh shit, what are they called? The ones from the book which I keep thinking about doing. Oh, she looks really good, doesn't she? Pugman's Glow is phenomenal. What a paint. What a paint. Asdrubal Vex, Wraith Constructs. Really enjoyed sound effects for the incantation scene of Evil Dead Rise. Good movie overall, yeah. Look at the contrast on that elf face, heart eyes. I mean, she's a beautiful elf. She's a beautiful elf, Sexy Science Hannah. Hananimous, thank you very much for the gift sub. Can we get... We haven't had a hype train for a while. Can we hype it up? Can we get a little bit of a subathon going? Subathon hype train for a Tuesday. Thank you very much for the gift sub to Cataphractori. So, is it time for a Chaos versus Marine edition coming up? We had Necron's Tyrannid, so back to Chaos again. It's Orcs, Avian. We're going back to Armageddon. So the next 11th edition is Blood Angels on the cover versus Orcs. So actually, it's going back to 2nd edition. 2nd edition was Blood Angels versus Orcs. Skaven, they'll introduce Skaven. I just know this is the time. Spiky, did you see the really, really bad Harud AI? I also huff the Imperium 11th edition will be Drakari's edition. Sadly, probably not, Alex. Hannah has gifted the sub to Indomitus. Hype train is incoming. Thank you very, very much, Hannah. We need one more gift sub or bits shout out to get the hype train rocking. Get the hype train rocking. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Hannah. Tend to avoid AI images where I can. Wondering what is going to be refreshed on the alt range. A mycotic throat bite that was tracked down is supposed to arrive today or tomorrow. Or maybe I'm dreaming. Maybe I'm dreaming that was there a Harud? Hang on. Hang on. Was there a Harud? Maybe I'm dreaming. Maybe I dreamt it. That's weird. That is weird. That's freaky. New looter models. Oh my god, looters would be good. So I probably I don't know what do we want to go on that? Share the horror. No, there isn't anything. There literally isn't anything. Is Warhammer and Warcom offline, or is it just my stupid office firewall? Let's go and have a look. Yeah, there isn't anything. Yeah, it's just your firewall. So the orcs, very, very quickly. Xenos. Orcs. So what? So the orc boys. I think the orc boys will get a revamp. Killer cans probably, because they like to put a vehicle in the box, right? So they like to put a vehicle in the box. So I think there'll be a killer can. There'll obviously be a new war boss. Have they got a which of the kind of the secondary characters do we need? Because we've got a weird boy, haven't we? Is there a weird boy? Do we have a weird boy, or do we just have that guy? War boss in mega armor. So the mega knobs, I reckon the mega knobs will probably be in there. New mega knobs. They're the orc boys. They're terrible, so they need a revamp. So storm boys maybe. Because I know everybody's there's like lots of rumblings that it's going to be like a fast attack edition. So maybe the Storm Boys, that would be quite a cool one for them to bring out. Revamp. And then of course the looters, because the looters are the worst models. Yeah, there we go. There's a weird boy. So they need a new weird boy. God fucking hell, that's badass. Why have I not bought him yet? Oh wow. How have I not got that guy yet? That's see that is an orc. That's proper cool badass orc. That's phenomenal. I love that. That's really, really cool. So yeah, weird boy, Death Dread, and orcs in mega armor. I think the mega armors needs a massive revamp, doesn't it? Like imagine the mega armors like that. Just imagine those as your mega armors. So mega armors, Storm Boys, Death Dread. They're my 4. So that's what I reckon. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to pick that model up. That's absolutely stunning. Shit a brick, that's cool as hell. What's the gun look like? Oh, look at that. What? Yeah, I'm gonna have to grab that one. I'm gonna have to grab that. That's really cool. That's really cool. Yeah, so Death Dread. Gunwagon's probably like, I mean, that's absolutely shit, isn't it? So that's probably a battle wagon, all that kind of thing. Like, you can imagine them doing like a kit that does all of these. Mega Knobs. Right, so list of shit orc kits. Mega Knobs, looters. The custom things are okay. Mega Knobs, looters. The bikes would be cool to get new ones, but they're kind of okay. Burner Boys are cool. The Battle Wagon stuff. The Death Dread. The Weird Boy. Is that a new sculpt? It looks terrible. The Orc Boys, that's 6. Storm Boys, 7. There we go. So I've got 7 kits. 7 kits, which I think isn't unreasonable. I don't think that's unreasonable. I think 7's pretty good. The Doc has been around for a bit. I sort of remember him, or thought I sort of remembered him coming out. He's a bit bad. The Pain Boy, is it the Pain Boy? Where's the one that I absolutely like? That guy, Pain Boss. He's amazing. Love that model. So I have picked up a lot of the Orc characters because I really like them. I think they're fantastic. I mean, he's really poor. He's fantastic. I've got Snickrot behind me. He's quite cool. So, and I've obviously got the Waterike because we're doing a Golden Demon one for that one. So yeah, there's 7. There's 7. Would anybody add anything to that list? Every Orc is perfect. Storm Boys could do with an update. Bring back Goths. Goths would be amazing. That's what I said. Hannah always says things. Because the Vanguard Vets will be refreshed, they will probably have Jump Pack Orcs. The Weird Boy is still fine cast. Yes, so the Weird Boy. So I think we got 7, haven't we? That's what I said. That is a great model because you're a tourist. The rules are not great. He'd be crumping. Because it's an Orc, you can't paint it blue. Dread is a good shout out. Mega Armor, yes, good picks. The thing I want, but they will not do, is a Mad Dog, and of course make Mad Dog Grotznik. I mean, they'll probably have a special character with the release, right? So it might be Mad Dog Grotznik. Looters, missing dedicated Big Mech in Mega Armor, Weird Boys, Burners. Burners are alright. Burners are okay. The Doc has been around for a bit. Also releasing the Weird Boy from the Kill Rig as a standalone model would be nice. Is the Weird Boy on the Kill Rig? Oh, on that thing that's pulled by the massive pig thing. The one that looks absolutely shockingly crap. This thing. Is there a Weird Boy on there? Oh, that guy! Yeah, I think this is rubbish model. That guy. Yeah, he's cool actually. He's cool, isn't he? I'm a little surprised they didn't announce a new model with the Alpha Legion book today. I think Alpha Legion have a rumour engine model in waiting. The Spear. They do, yes. They do indeed. Oh, go away. That's a bag, that's a bag. That's a bag, that's a bag, that's a bag. Yeah, I think the Alpha Legion stuff is probably not tied to a book. I think that's probably the way that'll work. I think the Alpha Legion stuff will be like the Iron Warriors, and it will be a bit of a revamp. So when 11th edition comes out, there'll be a Alpha Legion sprue character and stuff like that, not attached to that dude. Werboy is the guy on the kill rig. Poor lad has the worst rules. Burners and looters are the same kit, so they'd be refreshed together. Are they? Oh, I'm very, very sorry. I thought the burners were... Yeah, those ones. Oh, I'm getting confused. I'm thinking about this burner dude. Where's the burner dude in here? Is it this one? I'm thinking about another burner dude. Yep, okay, yep, you're right. So that's a... that's so the burner boys and the looters. The looters are absolutely shocking. Yeah, just imagine, guys, imagine mega armored knobs looking like that. Holy shit. How has that snuck by me? That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Yeah, he's fab. He's fab. He's fab. Right. I'm getting distracted. How did we get onto that conversation? Mia Melody says Dawn of War 4 Orc Trialer has just dropped. So if anybody likes Dawn of War 4, there's a new Trialer dropped. He's probably thinking of Commando Burner. He looks great. Yes, that's probably what I'm thinking of. So much kit bashing potential. Burners and looters the same kit. Yeah, I mean that big mech is amazing. I really like that guy. That big mech is amazing. Gonna have to pick him up. You have a cheeky idea. Oh, hit me. I asked what would be the other faction in the new edition will be. Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, so it's your fault. For the Blood Angels, do a Death Company Dread for Captain Tycho. Oh, so put Tycho in a Dreadnought. Yeah, that could be fun, couldn't it? That could be fun. Right, so we need to do some silver. He has been dead for a bit. Poor Tycho. Poor Tycho. Hi, Tycho. Right, let's get some metallics on the knives. It's a death company, not the already dead company. Target is throwing shade today. I like Target. Target's funny today. Target's woken up on the funny side of his bed today. Target's on it.
Focus!
Oh, what's happened there?
Focus!
Thank you. I don't know why that one has drifted. Thank you very much for letting me know.
Too close. Stay on target.
Stay on target. Yep, thank you very much for that. Did not realise that. Occasionally the camera, for some reason, just drifts off because it's on an arm. Thank you very much. There we go. No, I heard that go. A new battery. A new demonstration of our power. Hey Luna, how you doing? Demonstration of our power. Our power. It's funny how I always get copyright strikes for Red Dwarf, but not for this. Universal don't care about this one. The BBC are like, you put 2 seconds of a Red Dwarf clip on it. There she is, look. There she is, the amazing Lilith. God, she's good, isn't she? She's so good. She's so good. They can't change the rest of the world TV tax, so they got to get those YouTube cents. They try to get us international folks to pony up for their services, trying to resist getting tyrannids. I haven't got any more space. I hear you, Luna Austin, but buy some tyrannids, right? Just over-drilled a second-hand dune crawler kit I'm magnetising and have a shiny new hole in the tip of my index. Ouch! Don't forget to wear protective gear, kids. Sorry, Alex. That's not good. Alex over on YouTube. That doesn't sound good, Alex. Right, so we are going to get some... where are we? There we go. Let's use that one. So we're going to get some Scrag Brown onto the hair. This should be okay for her hair. And then we can airbrush blend some of this after as well, which should look quite good. Two, I have learned the hard way that fingers are not an effective backing for drilling in place. I would buy a TV license for getting access to BBC iPlayer. Just so you can watch Red Dwarf, right, Hannah? So much hair for such a small face. Yeah, but what hair, Shirato, eh? What hair? This will be a good base tone to get some blends in with the airbrush later. And give her kind of black tips. Now I used to shade turquoise with shade red hair with turquoise, which was a bit of kind of accidental colour theory which I did, which worked out rather well. Hannah, Chris, if you are doing an Iron Warrior, would you airbrush the metallics or brush them on? Airbrush them. I would airbrush metallics on an Iron Warrior all day. All day. Like I said in the video as well, Hannah, I'd make sure I get the top torso lighter as well. Metallics, just like on when you're doing a whole metallic model, they just airbrush so beautifully. They just look so cool when you airbrush metallics, and you can get like really kind of soft blends and everything. So this one's airbrushed, and it's brighter up at the top than it is down at the bottom. Like this bit here is brighter than that. So that's all very dark, and then that's all very bright on the top side. And then you can take it even further, which we're going to with some glazes and some highlights on top of this. So yeah, we will be painting this guy at some point on stream. I've blacked off a lot of the cloth, ready for him to go. So yeah, he's just going to be badass. I can watch Red Dwarf without it, but Acorn and BritBox don't get everything and sometimes have shows much later than in the UK. Yeah, I would airbrush. I would airbrush it because it would be super soft, and you can do so many. I airbrushed 80 dark elves because all my dark elves are all metallic. All the armor is metallic silver. So I airbrushed it all dark. I airbrushed like very, very tiny highlights on it all, and then I washed everything with like Nuln Oil to kind of give a little bit of contrast and soften the transitions between them even further and give recessed contrast. And then once that's all done, I then went back in and painted all the blue cloth and everything, and they look fantastic. So yeah, I'd airbrush everything. I know you're a fan of Rich Gray's stuff. Is his site subscription worth it for non-Games Workshop painters? Do I think you should sign up to my mate Rich's website? Yes I do. Yes I do. Where is Rich's website? Rich's website. Exclamation mark Rich in chat, by the way. Yeah, do I think you should sign up to Rich's site? Yes I do. I'm totally clipping that and sending it to him. Nah. Waste of money. Cheers, Harumph. Yeah, his website's amazing. It's brilliant. It's really good, and everything you get to see on here is really cool. If there was a trolley problem with one track, there was Richard Gray on on the other track. All of us, Rich Gray would live. I mean, he's a real life mate, so that's a horrible trolley problem. That's a horrible trolley problem. But then who would paint the back of minis? It's very true. Neither of us paint the back of minis. I mean, look. It's so well painted on the front, and then I mean, the back of the gun is kind of brown. Sounds like I would be gnawing on the ropes. Fuck off, you guys. Oh, brilliant. Right, yeah, anyway. Oh, dear. Fucking trolley problem. Oh, my God. You're evil. You're evil. That's very funny. That is very funny. I'm still dealing with the emotions of finding out we aren't real life mates. Oh dear. Oh my word. Oh wow. You can be after you move to Derby. Wow. Funny, funny, funny. The trolley problem. It is a good kind of moral question, isn't it? What would you do? Kill one to save many. Oh dear, I'm going to move to Derby, become friends with Richard Gray and Ghost Chris. Oh my word. Hannah. Oh dear. Hannah, you're on his website though, aren't you? The solution to the trolley problem is to fire the trolley conductor for constantly coming up with these situations and then shut down the CEO of the trolley company too. What about if you shoot the conductor and then you save like everybody apart from the conductor? But you still killed one to save many. Oh, I don't know. I am. Just Google Great Unclean One. Have you seen the trolley problem mixed with the bus, with the two people looking out of the windows, one to the left with a sad face and one to the right with a happy face? No, I haven't, Avian. How about just stopping the trolley? Fucking hell, Twitch chat, you are absolutely hilarious. You are absolutely brilliant, Twitch chat. Why would I ever not want to stream? You guys are geniuses. Give everyone bikes and get rid of the damn trolley. Next time you'll tell me to stop shoving cats in boxes with poison. Wait, what? Now, Target. Don't you touch our cats. Don't you touch our puscats. But yeah, everybody, !Rich, and then go drop him a follow. Make sure you sign up to Rich's stuff, because you will learn a lot. Not quite as much as me, because I teach very cool stuff all the time. But if you want to learn a little bit, then go follow Rich, because mostly he teaches some cool stuff. And also, if you want to kind of like, if you're struggling to fall asleep at night, it's really good to put his videos on. If you're struggling to fall asleep, because he will send you to sleep. Okay, Chris, how do I paint decent blonde hair? Because I'm working on the Imperial Officer from Andor, and she's very blonde. So I can answer that question with a book, because I was thinking about this the other day. Because that bust I was painting is going to have blonde hair. So the reference page for, there we go, golden blonde. So the shadow color. So you would probably do like that kind of yellow as the main yellow, and then you would shade with something like that, and then you would highlight with that. So very, very simply, Naples yellow, that kind of tone there is probably, it's a little bit more yellow than Balor brown, so probably something like, the trick with blonde hair is you have to desaturate the highlights, otherwise it just looks like she's got yellow hair. So you'd probably, is that too yellow? There we go. So Zemesi Desert, you could probably use Zemesi Desert for the regular. I mean, it's still not quite yellow enough, but you could probably get away with it. So you'd use Zemesi Desert, and then you could use Balor brown. Maybe not. Maybe Scrag brown. Probably halfway between the two. So I'd probably mix, if I was going to be really picky, I'd probably mix Scrag brown and Balor brown together to get the shade, to get the shadow. If there's a contrast paint that's roughly that as well, you could use that. And then the highlight is just ice yellow, right? So the highlight is just, where's ice yellow? I haven't got ice yellow. There we go. So pretty much just ice yellow. Has anyone made blonde hair speed paint yet? So yeah, that's the way you do it. Nice and simple. This one, what's this one? Oh, is that the bus meme thing? That's dark. Which was the ice yellow, Vallejo? Yes. Yeah, for all intents and purposes. Yeah, that's dark. So yeah, hopefully that helps. But that's how. What was the title? Hang on, let me send you the link. There you go, there's the link. So yeah, this is just something that I've picked up because I've been trying to improve my colour usage in shadows and colour usage in other things. So like here, look. So mixing that skin tone and using in some browns and some greens to get this skin tone. So yeah, that's just something I've been working on. And there's the link in chat. So if you want that, then feel free to do that. Oh, that's interesting. Why is that picked up on that? Oh, that is interesting. You're welcome, Spiky Boy. Hopefully it helps. Blonde hair speed paint. I'm sure there is one that's kind of close. The problem with the speed paint is you end up with just the whole kind of head of hair looking the same, and you don't get that kind of highlight up at the top. Anyway, right. So we need some highlights. Do 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 do. Iron Warriors prime with matte black or gloss black? Ooh, now there's a question. I would. So the kind of the trick with metallic paints, right? If you're using true metallic paints, the trick is that you've got to control the gloss level. So if you have glossy metallic paints, everything shines, right? So you end up with a really shiny model. Even the shadows get really shiny and everything like that. And then at that point you really struggle to show the differentiation between and the contrast between the shadows and the highlights that you're putting on the model, because even the shadows are shiny and therefore reflect the light back, so they just look a little bit odd. So what I would do is I would prime with matte black and then airbrush the metallics over the top, and then once you've airbrushed the metallics over the top, you can then either do an oil wash. An oil wash is going to be really, really good and important, not really important, but it's going to be really, really good for an Iron Warrior, because it kind of oil washes over metallics just generally look really good, right? They just generally look really good. So you could airbrush the metallic over a matte black. You could then highlight the metallic over that metallic with the airbrush, and then you could wash the whole thing with an oil wash just to give it a tiny bit of warmth as well. And then obviously break up the recesses and give you some contrast. And then once you've done that, you don't need to varnish that before you do the oil wash or anything, by the way. So you oil wash directly over the metallic. Don't like it's better not to varnish, because you kind of want the oil wash to, it kind of settles on metallic paints really well. And then once you've done that, then you give it a matte varnish so that everything is really muted, and then once you go back in and do like the final highlights, those highlights actually pop because everything else is so pulled back. Hopefully that makes sense. If you do it as a gloss finish, like I said, everything ends up kind of fighting for attention, and everything becomes shiny and bright, even the shadows. So even if you kind of glaze, even if you put a wash in the shadows become shiny. I really should do an eye warrior, shouldn't I? If I get that new Iron Warrior dude, I will obviously paint an Iron Warrior. When we're doing a lot of glazing with brown and black, what point should I do those? After you've done the oil wash. So matte black, dark silver, bright silver, oil wash, matte varnish over the whole thing, and then you can start doing your glazes to push it even further. But you might even look at it and go, that looks pretty bloody good, honestly. Because you might just need to then, at that point, you might just need to throw some highlights on. She looks pretty good, right? Does that make sense, Hannah? Hopefully it does. Thank you very much. Thank you for asking, etc., etc. I'm guessing black with a bit of warm brown for the wash. Yeah, I'd probably do those two. I'd probably combine burnt umber and lamp black. Lamp black's a lovely oil wash for metallics. But yeah, I'd probably put like a bit more lamp black and like a touch of burnt umber, and then thin it. I like how one recipe I read had a thin strayish purple to wash to make it look oily. Yep. Yeah, things like that. Like you want to do those sort of selectively though. Like if you wash the whole thing with Shaiish purple, it's not going to make it look oily. It's going to make it look purple. So yeah, you kind of want to selectively do that. You want to kind of pick some areas and just drag a little bit of Shaiish purple into the shadows, and that's like where you end up with quite a lot of effort for every model, but it shouldn't be too bad. Should I use more spirits? Not particularly. Not particularly. You'll get the idea when you throw it on there. To dissolve and get some movement. Oh wow, okay, so you pin wash quite strong. Yes, in that case then yes, you should add a bit more spirits for an all over wash. Sorry, yeah, I misread that. Yeah, I don't, so even when I pin wash I use it quite thin. But yeah, I would thin it more than you are doing with your pin washers, if I've read that right. But remember, once it's on, you can just get a little bit of pure thinner and wash it even more, and just kind of reactivate it. You got to finish your Imperial Fist before you start all those, though, right? Right? Just hate the drying time. Yeah, the drying time's not too bad. Like it's not. Like if you want to, the only problem with because people will say, "Oh, use a hairdryer." The only problem with a hairdryer is it pushes the oils away from where you're pointing at the model. So you got to be quite gentle with the hairdryer, and at that point, it doesn't particularly do too much. Like you have to kind of keep the hairdryer moving and use it from quite a quite a long distance away. Like don't put it up close, because at that point it's moving the oils rather than like evaporating the minerals. I don't find it too bad, like particularly if you're doing them en masse. Like once you've figured out the process for one model, you can do 20 super quick, because you can do it really chilled and really relaxed. The only thing you have to do is once you've mixed it into your little pot, like after every model, to be fair, after every model, just kind of go in there and reactivate all the oils to stop the oils from settling, because then when you go in, you're just picking up thinner and thinner oil from spirits from the top. So just after every model, just kind of go back in there and reactivate and remix all the oils in, so you can go back in and then do the next model, reactivate it again, go in through the next model. It's quite cool all the way through. So if you can do, once you've figured the one out, and just take your time figuring one out and the process that you go through, once you've done that, honestly, you will be amazed at how quickly you can smash out 20 Iron Warriors. Yeah, going thinner helps. That's very, very true, Harumph. Going thinner does help the drying time. How to keep your brush clean and straight while painting? Washing it a lot. Yeah, washing it a lot and not overloading it. So these are Artis Opus. Well, this one's a Series M. I love my Series S's as well. So I've got really nice Series S's. I'm just using a Series M at the moment because it was to hand. Yeah, don't overload the brush and wash it regularly as you're painting. Simples. Right, so she's looking pretty badass, really, isn't she? So I'm going to drop that on there. We're going to have to do some glazing to get the red hair looking good, and we'll probably I'll probably airbrush blend that end it a little bit. And glue. How do you keep your brushes straight while painting? Glue them to a point, then they'll never move. Oh my word, it's 7 o'clock, guys. She looks pretty baller, really, doesn't she? Let's give her blue. Oh, we're going to give her a blue toenail as well, because I like giving. Drakari random coloured cut toenails. As you can see from my... where is she? There she is. As you can see from my Hellion, a random turquoise toenail. Blue baller, what? I have to leave for work in 45 minutes. I'll probably be finished in 45 minutes. There we go. Fantastic. Okay, so that's one. Let's do a little bit on this one, because this one needs a lot of blue highlights. This one needs a lot of blue highlights, so we can go over and do all these highlights. This is the Archon head with the two faces, which is really cool. What's everybody painting tonight? We got any plans? Has anybody got lots of plans going on? I don't know what I'm going to paint tonight. I think I might try to finish that guy. I think I'll try and finish one of the Dark Reapers, because then I'll have a Striking Scorpion and a Dark Reaper to kind of show off for the Corsair YouTube video when the Corsairs get released. Whenever they come out, I can grab a box, so that'll be quite cool. So then I'll have those models ready to kind of show off in that video. You might prime your Catan shards. Okay, stupid question for you, Chris. Why do an Eldar army if it's all Drukhari-like? I don't know. I like the Drukhari aesthetic, so I just put that aesthetic on the Aeldari side of things, and then coincidentally that seems to be the aesthetic of the Corsairs. So now my Aeldari army, my Eldar army, has the same look and aesthetic as the Corsairs. So maybe I'm doing a Corsair army. I'm so jealous of your Nightbringer, Purples. I'm so jealous of your Nightbringer. I really want to kind of get one and cut it apart and see what I can make. See if I can get that that artwork. Or you could do a Yunari army. I mean, that's the kind of conversation that I had, right? Like, it's not intentional at all, because I don't really want to do a Yunari army, but if I ever did do a Yunari army, they would kind of have the same aesthetic across the both factions. But ultimately, I like the Drukhari aesthetic, so I just thought because everything kind of links in together so well, I just use some of the Drukhari aesthetic with the Aeldari, and it just looks cool. And I know everybody says it's like a homebrew Eldar army. It's not really. It's just a cool looking Eldar army. But yes, that was also a byproduct. It was like a happy byproduct. I don't think I would ever run a Yunari army, but if I did, then they would match. They would look the same. They would have the same aesthetic. They'd have the same paint scheme and everything. So, might prime your Catan shards. Might. When's your next game, Purples? Have you got another game of Moonstone coming up? Oh! When's your next Necromunda campaign? You got that coming up soon, haven't you? Right? Removing the scours at the top, easy as you just glue them there, so just don't glue them. If you want to remove the scours near the base, you will compromise the stability of the model, so you'd have to reinforce it a little, but it would be pretty easy. As for the cloak, modifying it would be pretty easy. Oh, in terms of me, so yeah, I was saying, Perps, I would pretty much completely cut the model up. It would be like everything would be like sliced apart. And I'd repose it, and then just sculpt robes around it. And I was even contemplating getting a Void Dragon and using the Void Dragon's body, and then splicing on, using the Nightbringer's head, and then taking that into a cloak and having a little bit of the Void Dragon's body showing, because then it can stand there looking imposing with the scythe down by its side and stuff. The Corsairs are already out, technically. It's the Corsair voice card. Yeah. Yes, you do. I have 2 lots of the Void Guard team. I have 2 boxes of those. Because I like the aesthetics, surprise. So yeah, the preview is the winged Corsairs, Uriel, and the new Viper. Yeah, I've got 2 lots of the kill team, two sets of sprues of the kill team. Where's the? I've got the Void. Is the Void Scar dude here? No, he's there. There he is. Look, there's one converted into a kind of a double assassin. Pew, pew, pew. Yeah, that's a Shade Runner. That's the one I was going to paint for the Warcom article when they originally came out, but I just didn't quite make the deadline in time. I think I painted something else instead. I'll tell you what I have got. I've got another avatar, so I need to do my avatar. But I've also got a support weapons platform, which I need to Dracarify. Nightbringer could be a really cool Kegarat conversion for Harlequins. It could indeed. Kegarats is probably, you're probably better to do a Kegarats one. You're probably better waiting for a Deceiver model when they redo the Deceiver at some point next edition, maybe. He'll be a better starting point for Kegarak. Also, because I believe didn't they play cards, Kegarak and the Deceiver. Unless you're called the Laughing God, in which case you deceive the Deceiver. Never play Gin Rummy with someone named the Deceiver. Never play Gin Rummy. Right, I'm gonna go make some dinner. I think he looks pretty good. I think he's looking pretty good. We do have a husk blade to paint, so we will paint the husk blade in cool, dark bone colours. There we go. A little bit of lazy blending. Oh, Dominic, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the crypt. Hope you're well. There we go. Lazy quick bone blend. But one that should look pretty cool. You can't triple stamp a double stampy. One of the best 90s movies ever. There we go. So now the last thing we've got to do on this one, of course, is the soul trap itself. And then we can work on that once that's dried. Okay, right. I want to go make some dinner, everybody. Hope that's okay. Thank you very much for hanging out today. That was really, really good fun. Anybody got any questions before I go? So I will, tonight, I will flatten out that sword a little bit further so that we can see like a Lilith with a little bit more of an in proportion sword. I will throw some highlights on this so that this guy looks a little bit better. The turquoise also needs a bit more, needs that one more highlight just to kind of push it a bit further, so then hopefully these two will be in a kind of a finished state. Yeah, tomorrow she might arrive, the other Dark Eldar Lord, and we can have a look at the Dark Eldar Lord a little bit. I might try and do that Dark Eldar Lord. I think it would be really cool to have like a bit of a collaboration with Stream, and you can throw some ideas at me in terms of what weaponry and stuff she should have. Yeah, that will be, hopefully that will be if anybody wants to know what I'm talking about, it's this Dark Eldar Lord here. So I've got one of those arriving. So what I want to do is turn this one into a bit of a YouTube, not series, but a bit of a bringing old Warhammer models up to kind of current aesthetics, if you like, kind of like how I've done with this guy, because he's a model from like 2000 brought back up to speed. So yeah, I think that'll be quite fun to do as a bit of a collaboration with you all. So that should be fun. I'll try and do that as soon as that model arrives. Let's go and see if there's anybody around. Is anybody on? Galloway retired. Galloway's painting Blood Angels, so we'll go for Galloway. Galloway paints, is it? Yeah. Right. See you all tomorrow, everybody. Thank you very much for being amazing. Thank you for being awesome and supportive, and yeah, just generally supportive of about all the random shit I do. always remember I'm right, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take care. Cheers, everybody.